up if you felt like you were really, really confident about theme, like you really knew what we were doing. A middle if you think you still need some more work. Thumbs down if you really didn't know it all. All right, I'd say we're averaging about the middle. Seems like we could use a little bit more work with that. So we're going to return to this poem for right now. I want you guys to listen to me reading the poem and just be thinking about what this poem makes you think about. What image does it give you in your mind? As soon as I say that last word, I want you to hold on to the thought in your mind. What was the first thing you thought of when I finished reading that poem? Something that you thought was really important, something that really caught your ear as you were listening. Okay? The Rose That Grew from Concrete by Tupac Shakur. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. All right, grab that thought. If you would like to share your thought, your first thought you had, raise your hand. Your first thought you had when you finished reading that poem, what were you thinking about? Renita, what were you thinking about?
I think the rose is strong.
Rose is strong. Okay, so we have rose is strong. What other thoughts do we have? Your big thoughts. What's going on in your brain? Christian?
I think it was challenging for the rose.
Okay. Why do you think that, Christian?
Because how would a rose grew from the concrete?
Right. Yeah, it's probably pretty hard, right? Isabella?
I thought it was brave.
What was brave?
The rose, because it's like saying like it breaks through.
Oh, because it breaks through. Okay. All right, we're just going to take one more. Vanessa, why don't you share?
I think that the rose was confident because as it was growing through the concrete, no one else cared, but like Isabella said, it kind of had the courage enough to like keep trying and pushing harder so it could grow.
Cool. Cool. So I'm glad that we got so many of our first thoughts out. That's a really helpful way to just start organizing your brain when you read something like this. Sometimes poetry is hard because it's organized a little differently, and some of the words might not mean exactly what we think they mean. So it's helpful for me when I write down my first thoughts right after I read a poem. We're going to do that today. Now we're going to look back over here. And just like we've been doing with Miss Christie this week, I want us to find 10 words that we think are really, really important. So take a look at the poem. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds just to look. Here. 30 seconds to look, okay? I want you guys to find some words that you think are important. You don't have to find 10, because as a class, we're going to find 10. Just find maybe one or two that you think are really, really important right now. No hands up yet, guys. I'll let you know when I want some responses. Just look. All right, what are our thoughts? What do we think are some important words? Danette?
No one else ever cared.
No one else ever cared. So that's kind of a phrase. No one else ever cared. Can you pick maybe one or two words that you really like from that you want to add? one word or 2 words from there. All right? Keep looking. Haley? Nature's law. Yeah, we found that before, right? Natalia?
Fresh air.
Fresh air, okay. Glad that we're keeping it to 1 or 2 words right now. Jacob?
Rose and concrete.
Alright. Bet a lot of other people had those ones, right? Thumbs up if you guys had those ones. Rose and concrete. Alright, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 6 more. Wilson?
Cared.
Cared, okay. Danette, did you come up with one of the words? Still looking? Okay. Renika? What's that, sweetie? Dreams. Ooh, cool. Dej? Proving. That was one of our spelling words last week, right? Prove? It was this week. Isaiah?
Instead of nature's law, I just chose law.
Oh, we can add law in here. Josh D.
Maybe without feet.
Without feet? Okay. Alright guys, this is our last one. Gotta make it a good one. Ready, Wilson? What one? I already called on you. Alright, Josh, what day?
Breathe.
Breathe. Cool. We're looking and listening. Jeanette, did you come up with the word?
Yeah, it was breathe.
Breathe? Okay, so we're going to have breathe. Alright. So we've started off, you guys can't see what I've been doing up here, but we've started off with this organizer to organize our thoughts. I just created it yesterday, Elena. So. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at this 3-column organizer all as a class to come up with our theme. So right now, I need for us all to move from the rug to our seats quickly and quietly. One more instruction. Please take out a pencil if you have one. If you don't, I don't want to hear about it. It's okay. Just take out a pencil if you have one. If you don't, then just go and sit at your desk. Okay? All right, please. Here we have the today. Based on what our first ideas were, and those words that we found that were really important, what message do you think the author might be trying to send? What do you think Tupac might be trying to say to us through this poem? That's what we're going to call our theme today. So I want you guys to really think about this. Look at our first thoughts, and look at our important words, and let's try and come up with the message. So I want you guys now to talk in your groups. You're just going to have 1 minute. As a group, you're going to come up with a theme, and you're going to share out with the class. So look at these 2 columns. You have 1 minute to talk and think about the message. The main idea or the message that's coming from these 2 columns. If you need some help, our poem's right over here. So you guys have 1 minute to talk about the theme. Everyone's going to agree on the theme in our groups. Go ahead.
Okay, I think the theme is maybe that the rose is confident. I think it's fun too. I like Christian because it grew out of confidence. I think it's confidence.
Some great words. What do you guys think?
Rose is strong because some roses can't really grow in concrete unless you plant it. Because when it's confident, like you kind of broke out of that. Yeah, so it talks about confidence and strength. Yeah. What else can you say for confidence? Mild. So one of them could be confident to actually try to go, and the other could be strong.
Stay strong. What do you think about that?
Buff.
great. I thought